Okay. So social media strategies for design, build, remodelers in 2025. So let's start here. So why does this still matter? Why are we even talking about social media in 2025? Well, if you think about your last few clients, how did they find you? How much did they already know about you before the first phone call? The truth is, homeowners are doing more research than ever before they even reach out. They're looking at your website, they're scrolling your Instagram, they're reading reviews, and they're comparing you to the guy down the street. And here's the kicker. They're not just looking at portfolios, they're asking themselves, do I trust this company? Do I like their vibe? Do they seem professional, reliable, and honest? Your social media and your other marketing channels is where they're going to find that answer for themselves. This isn't about going viral. It's about showing up consistently in the places they already are with content that builds confidence. You don't need to post every day, but if someone lands on your Instagram or Facebook and sees crickets or worse, nothing since 2022, you've already lost your credibility. So today we're going to talk about how to show up in the right way and a way that actually drives results. Now, before we get into tactics, I want to get your mindset to the right place. The biggest shift that unlocks social media for modelers is this. Stop thinking of it as sales and start thinking of it as education. Most contractors think I'm not good at marketing or I don't have time to post stuff every day. And I get it. You're busy building amazing projects. But here's the good news. You don't need to be a content creator. You don't need to run a campaign. What you do need is to help people feel smarter, more confident, and more trusting of your business. People don't follow remodelers on Instagram or check out your Facebook page because they're dying to see another promo. They're looking for ideas. They're looking for answers to questions they're afraid to ask, and they want to know if you're the company that gets it, if you've done what they're dreaming about. And the best part is you're sitting on gold. Your customers are already telling you what they want to know. Every time they ask, how long is this going to take? Or is this material better than that one? That's a content idea. You don't have to sell, you just have to serve. So be the guide, and if you can do that consistently and authentically, social media becomes one of the most powerful tools in your business. All right, so let's talk about a framework that changed the game for me and thousands of other service businesses. It's called They Ask, You Answer. This came from a guy named Marcus Sheridan. He owned a pool company back in 2008. If you've hopped on any of our calls, you definitely know about it. And right during the recession, leads dried up, sales dropped, and things were looking rough. So instead of spending money he didn't have on ads, he tried something simple. He started writing down every single question customers asked him. Things like, how much does a fiberglass pool cost? What are the pros and cons of saltwater versus chlorine? And can you install a pool on a slope? And then he answered them in blog posts, videos, social posts with real and honest answers. And you know what happened? He became the most trusted pool guy in his region, which I think was Northern Virginia. His content started ranking on Google. Prospects showed up on sales calls already sold. And why? Because he wasn't pitching, he was teaching. He was transparent, and he was helpful. And I'm telling you right now, it works even better in remodeling in the design build space because remodeling is emotional. It's a big investment. It's people opening up their homes to you, and they're going to have a million questions. So the rule is simple. If they ask it at any point, you're going to answer it. And your content on your social, on your website. And even if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's uncomfortable, like talking about pricing or timelines or mistakes other contractors make, or even worse, your competitors, you're going to want to do it. Because the more honest and upfront you are, the more trust they build. And people don't hire the cheapest. They hire the one that they trust. So how do we actually use this They Ask, You Answer approach on your social media? Easy. We're going to start with the questions your customers are already asking you. Think about it. How many times a week do you answer? How long is this going to take? What does a kitchen remodel cost? Is this project better, or is this product better than the other one? And then what should I expect during the process? Each one of these is a content opportunity. Let's take the timeline question. How long does a kitchen remodel take? That's a perfect 30-second reel. You walk through your process, maybe overlay a few shots of in-progress kitchens or done kitchens, and explain what typically causes delays. Simple, real, and valuable. Or pricing. Maybe it's a Facebook post that says, wondering what a typical bathroom costs in Philadelphia. Here's a rough breakdown of what goes into pricing and where your clients end up. You're not giving an exact number. You're helping people feel more educated, not embarrassed. Another example is you could do a side-by-side post comparing two countertop materials, or a quick story on 3 mistakes homeowners make when choosing a contractor. That's what this is all about. You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need perfect lighting. You just need to speak like you would to a real client sitting across the table, because you're not just putting out content, you're building trust at scale. When someone scrolls and sees that you're answering their exact question, giving them the real story and not being pushy, they already start to see you differently. And that's where social media starts to work. So let's break down kind of what you should actually be posting, because I know the question in your head is, do I really need to be on all of these platforms? And the answer is absolutely not. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to be in the right places for your audience and consistently. So let's talk about the key platforms that matter for modelers and outdoor living pros. So first one is Facebook. It's still the king for local reach. It's where your ideal clients, usually homeowners 35 and up, are hanging out. It's great for community posts, project spotlights, or even local ads. Facebook groups are powerful too. Think what's happening in your town groups. I'll probably cover this in a separate training down the line, but Facebook is still king for local reach. Instagram, this is where your content shines. Before and after photos, reels, stories from the field. It's a great place to build a brand and show personality. You want to use hashtags and local tags to kind of increase the reach, add your location. So if you're working in XYZ area and it's part of your service area, put that in there. So that way, whenever someone's looking for just posts in that area, they're seeing you working there. Next up is TikTok. Look, I get it. It can feel like a Gen Z app, but don't sleep on it. Short form videos on TikTok can get hundreds or thousands of views without a huge following. Time lapses, tool tips, even a day in the life stuff can kind of hit big. If you're comfortable filming short videos, there's massive upside here. Whereas YouTube, this is kind of more of a slow burn platform, but powerful for building long-term trust. You can create 2 to 5 minute walkthroughs, educational videos, or even client interviews. They'll live here, work for you over time. Plus, it helps with your Google presence. Pinterest is kind of the last one. It's not for everyone, but if you do design heavy work, Pinterest is great for driving long-term traffic. Post mood boards, inspiration pins, and link them for your blog, or link them to your blog or project pages. Now, here's the real advice. Don't try and do all 5 at once. Start with 2 or 3 and master those. For most of you, that probably means Facebook and Instagram, and maybe some Instagram Reels and TikTok if you're more video forward. Consistency wins. Don't stretch yourself thin trying to post 10 times a week on every channel. Just pick your lane, show up, engage, and start to build momentum from there. Now, slide 6. Now let's get into what you should actually be posting. And this is where most people get stuck. They think, what the heck do I say? What should I post? So I'm going to make this easy. These are your content buckets, the categories you can pull from every week to build content that connects. First up is we have before and afters. This one's a no-brainer. Transformation photos always stop the scroll. People love seeing something go from meh to wow. If you're not already taking before pics, start. Seriously, take the ugly photo. You'll thank yourself later. Another huge ad is take behind the scenes or in progress. We want to let the people see into the process. We want to let them into the process. A story from a job site, a reel of your crew pouring concrete or framing a wall, or even messy progress shot with the caption like not quite there yet, but it's coming together. Wait till you see this transformation. If you're consistently posting in progress photos, guess what? They're going to keep coming back to see the final result. So you're taking them on a journey. The third is FAQ or tips content. This is where your they ask you answer strategy comes to life. Break down pricing, timelines, materials, process types. People love to learn from someone who feels like an expert and a friend. Fourth is client testimonials and stories. This is your trust builder. Video testimonials if possible. If not, written quotes with a great project photo work just as well. Real people, real reactions, real results. That's the good stuff. And then fifth is team values. We want to introduce your people, post a team photo, quick Q&A with a designer, or project manager. Share what your company cares about, maybe a charity you support or a community fundraiser that you are a part of. It humanizes your business. And lastly, some seasonal advice. These are fun, timely posts like a spring patio checklist, winterproof your pipes in 5 steps, best time of year to start a kitchen remodel. Not only are these valuable, but they also position you as your proactive expert. If you posted just one piece of content from each of these buckets every week, you'd have a full content calendar and a super well-rounded feed. And seriously, this stuff doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be real and relevant. Let's make that even easier. So here are 6 posts you can literally copy, customize, and post next week. Number 1 is FAQ Friday. What's the timeline for a master bathroom model? Super simple. Write a short answer in the caption. Maybe include a few shots from a past bathroom project, and boom, you've already educated someone and shown off your work. Number 2, 3 reasons like we love for truck texting for outdoor spaces. This is perfect for a reel, film, a few clips on site, showing the product, maybe toss on some B-roll of installation, walk through your top 3 reasons and voiceover, or text on screen, short, sweet, helpful. Number 3 is a before and after. This backyard went from bleh to wow. Classic swipe through post or side-by-side photo. always gets attention. Don't forget to write a short caption that explains the client's goal and what you did to make it happen. People love stories. Number 4 is a client spotlight. You want to maybe do a meet the family behind the project. Feature a happy client. Include a short quote that from them and show what their new space looks like now. These humanize your work and create emotional connection. Number 5 is meet our project manager, a person from our team. Introduce your team, share a few fun facts or a quote from her and why they love their work. A post like this builds trust and makes your team and company feel more approachable. Number 6 is how we avoided a permanent headache on this edition. This is one's more story-driven. Think of it as like a mini case study, what challenge you ran into, how you solved it, what the outcome was. Stories like this show your experience and problem-solving skills and help people feel safer hiring you, whereas other guys just push off the problems, don't solve it, or they don't talk about it. The point is, as content ideas are everywhere, your job sites, your conversations, your inbox, just write like you talk like you talk, tell real stories. And if something feels boring to you, remember, it's probably interesting to someone who's never remodeled before. All right. So let's now make this real. Here's what a simple, effective week of content could look like for your business. Monday, we're going to answer an FAQ. This is they ask you answer day, take a common question, maybe like how long does our remodel take? What's the best flooring for pets? Turn it into a short, clear post. Tuesday, behind the scenes, make it a story, or you can even make it a reel. Hop on site, shoot a 10-second story walking through the job, or just post a photo of the crew working with a quick update. Doesn't need to be polished. Authentic actually works better. Wednesdays, before and after, this is your wow post. Drop a transformation with a short caption like, this was a cramped, closed-off kitchen. Now it's the heart of the home. Swipe to see the change. These posts drive tons of engagements, shares, likes, all that sort of stuff. Use them often. Thursday, we can do a team highlight or design insight. Introduce a team member, share your favorite material or color palette to work with. For explaining why you recommend something like full overlay cabinets, this is where expert builder meets real person day. Friday, reel or time lapse, show something in motion. Could be demo, framing, concrete pour, or even the final cleanup. Add music, text overlay, or voiceover if you want. Reels and TikToks are all about movement and storytelling. And then the weekend's optional. This is their bonus day. Share a testimonial, a fun poll, like which backsplash would you pick, like A or B, or something lighthearted like a dog on site or your team at lunch. Again, you don't need to hit every day if that's too much. 3 to 5 posts a week is plenty if they're high quality. The goal is rhythm. When people start seeing you showing up regularly with helpful and interesting content, they start to pay attention. And most people, they remember you when it's time to hire someone. Okay, so now you're thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but I don't have time to post every day, and I hate messing with editing apps. And that's totally fair, and that's where these tools kind of come in. The goal is to make this easier, not harder. So let's run through a few that I typically recommend. Number 1 is Canva. This is going to be your design tool. It's super easy, even if you're not a designer. You can use templates to make clean, branded graphics or quote cards, tips, before and after layouts. It's super fast and easy to use, drag and drop. Highly recommend the free version. I'd also recommend upgrading to the paid version. Number 2 is CapCut or InShot. These are mobile editing apps. Great for trimming videos, adding music, putting text over your job site footage. If you got 15-second video of a deck coming together, throw some music on it in CapCut, and now it's a reel. You could also probably do that in Canva, but CapCut's a bit easier to use for that, and it's made for that. Next is Buffer, Later, or Hootsuite. These are scheduling tools. You can write your posts ahead of time, set the day and time, and they'll go out automatically. Total game changer. Spend 1 to 2 hours a week bashing your content, and then let it run while you're out in the field. I typically do all of my content on the weekends, so I'll schedule it all on like a Saturday morning, record it all, edit it all, and then post it for the week. If you're only using Facebook and Instagram, Meta Business Suite might be for you. It's a free tool for scheduling posts, replying to comments, seeing analytics in one place. It's not perfect. The Buffer, Later, Hootsuite is definitely easier to use, but it's free and it's a solid use too. Lastly, or the last 2, Google Drive and Dropbox. Set up a shared folder where your team can upload photos and videos from job sites. You can review them, post them, turn them into posts later on. That way, content is always coming in without you chasing it down. And then lastly, Facebook and Instagram Insights. These typically tell you what's working. You'll start to see patterns, maybe before and afters. But what always gets the most likes, your video tips get the most shares, all that sort of stuff. That's your signal to do kind of more of these. So let's say a reel really takes off, record more of those same reels or similar reels. If a post does really, really poorly, you know not to do more of those posts. The tricky part with that is like a big thing that I believe in is educating the lurkers. So like that's like people that won't engage with your content, won't like it, won't comment, won't share it, but they see it, they acknowledge it, and they bank it in the back of their head, and it starts to build trust. So sometimes it's good to post some of those more informational posts that don't do well, like engagement wise, but they help inform your customers, so it helps bring in more qualified leads. The takeaway here is don't try and do it all in real time. Create a system, use tools, get ahead. They'll save your sanity and make your content way more consistent. Whew. Now this part here is where might be the most important slide of the whole workshop. You shouldn't be doing this alone. Social media just isn't your job as the owner or the marketing person. It's a team sport. Think about it. Your designers are picking finishes and making selections. Your project managers or PMs are out on the site solving real problems. Your crew's framing, tiling, painting, all of that is content. So here's how you make it part of your culture. First, ask your team to snap photos and videos. Nothing fancy, just smartphone shots, before and afters, progress pics, a cool custom build, good lighting setup, a funny moment. If they're already taking pictures to show the clients, they can send them to you too. Second, designers can share tips or selections. They might not want to be on camera, and that's okay, but they can send you a quick mood board or a text like this tile is trending, and our clients love it with the white oak. That becomes a great Instagram post or story. Third, project managers can do quick video walkthroughs. Doesn't have to be perfect, just like, hey, we're in week 2 of this bathroom project. We just got drywall up, tiles going in on Monday. These are real updates that build connection and show off your professionalism. Fourth is you want to make it super easy for these people to share it with you. So whether it be them texting you or setting up a Google Drive or a Dropbox folder, or even a group chat where people can just dump photos as they go. Pro tip, you want to assign one person, maybe it's your office manager or a virtual assistant, to gather it and turn it into posts. And finally, build it into the workflow. So put it on the checklist, take before pics, turn it into post-job routine, get testimonial, snap photo, or snap finished photos. The more you bake this into your process, the less it feels like a chore. And when your team sees the work getting featured online, they'll start to care more, and they'll feel like part of the brand, and that's powerful. All right, so we've covered a lot here so far. So let's make this simple. We've covered a lot. I want to walk you through a 30-day game plan. This is how you start putting everything we've talked about into action right away. So week 1, we're going to start doing this. Start by auditing your social profiles. Are they up to date? Do they have your logo, correct info, website, recent photos? If someone finds you on Instagram today, do you look active and professional or silent since 2022? Then pick 2 platforms to focus on. For most of you, Facebook and Instagram is a great combo. That's what I'd pick. And finally, write down your top 10 FAQs. What do clients always ask you before they hire you? If you're a customer of ours, we've already went over this with you. So let us know and we can pick this up and give it over to you. But we want to do that and add more into that. This list is pure gold. It can give you content ideas for a month or months. Week 2 is content creation week. We're going to head to a few job sites, take some photos and videos. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then block off a couple hours and just draft 5 to 7 simple posts. Write like you talk. Think of it like texting a friend who's asking about remodeling. Then use a scheduling tool like Buffer, Later, Hootsuite, or Meta Business Suite. So you're not posting manually every week, because then you'll forget and it won't be as consistent. Week 3 is we're going to go live. Start posting, set a goal like 3 to 4 posts this week, and stick to it. When people comment or DM you, reply quickly. That engagement matters. And also, don't be shy. Share your profiles, your social pages with your current and past clients. Add it to your email signature. Ask people to follow you. Get the momentum going. Week 4 is we're going to review and adjust. Look at what the likes got, or what people liked, comment, and viewed. What felt easy? What felt like a grind? This is the time to tweak the strategy. Plan the next batch of content. Pull from the same content buckets we talked about earlier. You're not going to go viral. You're just trying to show up, build trust, and stay top of mind. And if you do that for a month, you're already ahead of 90% of your competition, because most of your competition isn't doing things like this. They're not doing SEO. They're not investing in their website. They're not getting digitally online, and that's why they'll fail. Okay, let's bring this all home. Home stretch here, people. There's a lot of noise in marketing today, a lot of gimmicks, a lot of pressure to chase the next big thing. But at the end of the day, social media for your remodeling business comes down to a few really simple things. Be helpful, be consistent, be real. You don't need a massive following. You don't need a videographer or fancy lighting. You just need to show up like the expert that you already are answering questions, showcasing the work, and sharing your process, which is all stuff that you're already doing, because that's what's going to build trust at the end of the day. And trust is what leads to projects. People don't hire companies with the loudest posts. They hire the ones that make them feel the most confident. And if you do nothing else but commit to posting a few times a week, answering real client questions, and showing your personality in your team, you'll start to separate yourself from the competition in a big way. Social's a long game, but if you show up consistently and serve your audience, you will see the results. So thanks for being here today. Now go build something awesome and post about it while you're at it and tag us in it so we can see it and like it. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. Oh my God.